What time is it, boys and girls? Did I say that in the last video? I don't remember. Here I am for another vinyl update. 2 videos in one day. What do you think about that? Sort of like like having a flashback. So, first thing I got here is a lot of times what I'll start off with is if I have some 45s to show, I'll do those first. And this is one of those times. And I have some runaway hair right there. So the first one is Judy and this Guys with Glasses. And when the lights go out, it's John Fred and his Playboy Band. It's on Paula Records. I thought that was a cool label. Never seen that one before. It's a good song. I remember playing that song. I had that song on a cassette. It was like a bunch of oldies songs, and I haven't listened to that 45 yet, but it's probably the same version. Although I know there's a couple different versions of that song floating around. And then this one, Good Day Sunshine and The Look of Love by Claudine Longet. And I hate these labels, these stickers they put on here for Goodwill. They put them right on the label and you can't get them off without ruining the label. Like this one, for example. I mean, there's really no reason for that, but what can you do? And then this one, Melanie, Brand New Key, and Some Say I Got the Devil. I love that label. That's such a great, awesome label there. And Melanie's a good artist. And then this one is a Buddha record, Sentimental Journey and Tomorrow, with Bobby Martin as the artist on that one. And Star Wars theme Cantina Band and Funk. This is by Mecco from the Star Wars soundtrack. That was an actual hit. I want to say that song was a #1 song in the 70s. The Star Wars theme Cantina Band. There's a lot of weird songs that were hits in the 70s. I mean, not that every decade doesn't have those, but it seemed like the 70s was rampant with weirdness, and not only that, but seemed like there was a lot of variety that was considered pop rock or whatever they called it at the time. On to the albums. First one I got was Happiness is Singing with Marcy. This is a Little Marcy record I'd never seen. So I was really excited. Like, oh my God, it's Little Marcy. Don't take much to get me excited. This is on Sing Chord Records. Not in the greatest of shape, but considering what it is, I had to get it. This one, I think I have this one already. Songs for You by Little Marcy, or just by Marcy. I picked up a copy of this not too long ago, and that copy was the first time I'd ever seen it. And it's just, these records to me are, I mean, it's a cool and strange artist. You've heard me say that about a lot of things, a lot of artists, also on the Sing Chord. And I just gravitate towards certain records, and I feel like I have to just have them, even if I already have them. This one was strange. The Lost Gonzo Band. It's a cool cover. I'd never even heard of this group before, so not only was the cover cool, but the band's name is cool, and the fact that it's really obscure. On MCA Records. There's the label. The Black Rainbow label. Some of these labels are very nostalgic because my parents had some records when I was a kid that had some of the labels that you see from time to time, that being one of them. So this came out in 1974. 5 looks like. And I don't really recognize any of the names associated with it, or song titles for that matter. But the Lost Gonzo Band. Curious as to what that sounds like. It's probably just run-of-the-mill 70s rock, I'm guessing. This one I'm not sure how to pronounce. I'll try. Bacchanal Gabor Zbago. I have a couple records from, I don't know if it's this is one artist or two artists. I guess it's one. Gabo Zbago, I guess. I'm sure I'm not saying that right. Is the guitar player on here. And this is one of those nice glossy records that I always like. And the cover is very abstract, which I always like abstract stuff too. And I'll show the label here, see what it looks like. Sky Records. It's got a crest here on it. But the song titles, let's see, The Look of Love, which I think that's a song that Sergio Mendes in Brazil '66 did. The Look of Love, which was so that's one I just said. Sunshine Superman, which I think that was a Donovan song. I almost said Mel Torme because Mel Torme had covered it. Love is Blue, which was the one I was getting ready to say. Paul Marriott had a hit with that one. The theme from Valley of the Dolls. So yeah, that's ought to be a good good dern. This is Gospel Favorites by the Rogers Family. And it just kills me how all these gospel groups from that time period always had their outfits match. It's like now that would be like, it's like really. Even though boy bands have done that, throughout pretty much the beginning of boy bands, the Jackson 5 and the Osmonds, they always have done that. And let's see some of the song titles. Sometimes they have some really kooky song titles, and other times it's just run-of-the-mill. I've Come Too Far to Look Back. This was in Sydney, Ohio, which is, I don't know, maybe an hour from here, give or take. Maybe a little longer than an hour. It's on Jewel Records, which is in Cincinnati, or was. I'm sure it's not now. The Rogers Family. This one was cool. I had to look at this one 2 or 3 times to see if it was something I wanted to get. Milton Berle, Hugh Downs with Arlene Francis, The Age of Television. Chronicle of the first 25 years on a 12-inch record and 32-page book. There's the back. And it doesn't have any song titles that I could see. There's Mortimer Snerd and what's the other guy? Charlie McCarthy. But it's just, I think it had let me show you the record here. It's the same as the thing on the back, whatever that's called. And then it also had this as a regular white sleeve. And then it also came with this, it's like a not a reenactment, but like a TV guide page, sort of what it's made to look like. The old TV guides. Has some of the shows that's listed on here. It's got, and I don't know how accurate these are. Howdy Doody Time. Kukla, Fran and Ollie. Roy Rogers, Gene Autry. Texaco Star Theater. President Eisenhower, State of the Union, 1953. Then you got Captain Kangaroo. President Kennedy inauguration, Beverly Hillbillies. So I'm assuming this is a track listing from, that's what it is on the record. I don't know if that's the case. Let's Make a Deal, Guiding Light, Sesame Street, Superman, Ding Dong School, Ed Sullivan, The Tonight Show. It looks like it's sort of in order because the very first thing on here is the first moonwalk. Not Michael Jackson. That was the last moonwalk, I think. So that was interesting to find that. I would sort of be curious as to what that sounds like. This one was really cool just based on the cover alone. Gloria Rowe. I want to say that I might have either this record or another one that's of the same artist. Because how could you forget that hairdo? I mean, that was in style back in probably the 60s. My mom had a hairstyle similar to that on Word Records. Two Teens with Love. Just the regular, usual stuff. This one, I want to say I don't have, but I wasn't going to leave it there. Jim Post, I Love My Life. You see this one on bad album covers all the time. And I wasn't sure if I had it, so. Because I have the other one, it's a guy similar to this. He's got a flute, I think, in his hand. It's called Push Push. But I don't think I had this one, so. Hot Summer Night, Comfortable Feeling, Billie Jean Rose, Stanley and Henry. This one came out in '78 on Mountain Railroad Records. Did I show the record? I don't think I did. There's the inner sleeve. That's awesome. Look at that. That's so cool. I'd like to have that shirt that he has on. I'm assuming that's a younger version of him there in the middle. It's got a cool label on it too. Doesn't look like it's ever been played. I'm assuming this is jazz. They had at this thrift store where I got these, they had, I think, maybe 3 or 4 of his records. And this one was the classic one, you know, like I said, so I had to get it. I was going to get one of the other ones, and I ended up putting it back over this one. So, that's my most recent finds. And this video and the previous video. Thanks for watching and all that good stuff. Subscribing. And I haven't been buying a lot of records because I'm trying to save money, which I've said that in a video a while back. I don't know how far back. Trying to save money. So I haven't actually been to a record store to do any record shopping, but hopefully I can remedy that pretty soon. That's my plan anyway, so we'll see how that goes. But thrift stores is really the only thing I've been going to. Haven't really been finding a lot of records at thrift stores. I mean, I have been accumulating it because I haven't been making regular videos, that, as you probably know if you've watched my channel. So I haven't been buying a lot because I haven't really been finding a lot. And I think that's, I've said before, that it's dwindling when it comes to, I mean, you go to a thrift store now, you'll see more probably DVDs than anything, probably because of Netflix and streaming services. And then CDs is probably the next biggest thing you see as far as media. I mean, you know. But yeah, thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next vinyl pile.